Well, hello, witching wizards, and welcome back to Potterwatch, the Harry Potter podcast, Wizarding World podcast, brought to you by me, Harry Potter Explained. Go check out that channel, by the way. We've just hit 1.5 thousand subscribers, not 1.5 subscribers, 1.5 thousand subscribers. Thank you all so much to everyone who has supported the channel. Obviously, I lost my original channel, Hogwarts Legacy Explained, which was about 2,500. Clawing it back, and obviously with Hogwarts Legacy 2 coming ever so shortly, hopefully, we'll be getting back towards them numbers. But yeah, just thank you all so much for watching. Of course, if you're watching this, subscribe to this channel as well, where we do at least try to do weekly podcasts. It's the first week I've missed it. I've been in the office at work, the World Cup's being on, I've not been sleeping, as you can tell by the wall chart behind me. It's been a busy month so far, but you're going to be getting 2 episodes this week. This today, Tuesday, and also your regular Friday episode, so don't you worry. I will be back. I will be making episodes. We're back with Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. It is we're on chapter 11 now. Chapter 11 out of 17. Not many to go. Wow, I can't believe we're coming up to 12 weeks of doing this. 3 months. We started this in mid-March. Wow. What a journey it's been, and just thank you all so much for support. I'm not going to rabble on obviously too much. Just hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video, comment your thoughts, subscribe, share the video, all that YouTube pizzazz, and let's just get into it. Chapter 11, Quidditch, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone breakdown. So of course, just before we dive into it, last time out it was Halloween. It was chapter 10, Halloween, as Captain Holt brilliantly says in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And we had a trial breaking. Obviously, we got Harry's Nimbus 2000. He went and learned Quidditch rules, caught a few golf balls, learned Wingardium Leviosa, and then, of course, we had the trial in the dungeon, which went up to the girls' bathroom, and Ron, Hermione, and Harry became the best of friends. The 3 best friends anyone could have. If you're Alan from Hangover, you're where the 3 best friends are anyone could have, and all that pizzazz. But no, we're now into chapter 11, Quidditch. And this is a really good chapter. It's a lot longer than I thought it was. It's a good 10 pages. So we get a lot of Quidditch, you know. It's just Quidditch. So we got the Gryffindor with Slytherin match. Of course, we got a Jinx broom. I don't know why I was thinking it's called a Jinx broom, because I think that's a level in like the Lego Harry Potter game. But yeah, simple Quidditch. And of course, we learn about a certain Nicholas Flamel. So yeah, let's go. So obviously, we enter November and the weather turned very cold. The mountains around the school became icy grey and the lake like chilled steel. And this is what always annoyed me. I love the first 2 Harry Potter films, and I love Chris Columbus, and I love what he did, and obviously how he started it. The sort of aesthetics of Hogwarts, Diagon Alley, the world in general, I really admire and love and respect. But it always used to piss me off how the sort of, coming up to Christmas, it was just always sung at Hogwarts, wasn't it? Always sung it. Like this bright blue sky in that Quidditch match, like. We're in November, mate. In the Scottish Highlands, we are not getting beautiful blue skies like that. Beautiful sunshine in November. I can tell you that for a fact now, mate. And I know that obviously it wasn't just Chris Columbus. There was a lot of people making them decisions. But surely the plethora of British people, Chris, just want to tell you, mate. No sunshine, no blue skies in November in the Scottish Highlands. It's pissing it down, it's raining, it's cold, it's wet, it's icy, it's horrible. It's dark a lot of the time. It's not fun times. The sun's rising at 8, it's setting at 3:30 in the afternoon. We don't get a lot of sunshine, but there we go. That's what, hopefully the TV show, out of anything, just, improve that. Obviously, we get a snow game in Quidditch, which I don't remember it being described. Obviously, it's the second game, I think it's the Nicholas Flamel chapter, is it, or the Norbert chapter, which we'll get to, where the second Quidditch game happens. I don't think it was sung in that one, but there we go. Anyway, Hagrid could be seen from the upstairs defrosting broomsticks on the Quidditch pitch. Where are they keeping these broomsticks? Like, I'm sorry, he's defrosting them. Does Harry not keep it with him at all times? Have they just left out and about? Have they not locked up in the changing rooms? Like, are these just school brooms? Where are they kept? Like, and why is he defrosting school brooms? Do people have Quidditch, like, flying lessons still? What are we doing, Hagrid? Are you just bored? Like, oh, I've done all my jobs. Let's just go defrost some broomsticks. Why? Why not? Bizarre. Yeah. Just made note of that. Very odd. He was bundled up in a long moleskin overcoat, rabbit fur gloves, and enormous beaverskin boots. His beaverskin boots, are they comfortable at all, do you think? Please let me know down below. The Quidditch season had begun on Saturday. Harry would be playing his first match after weeks of training. Gryffindor versus Slytherin. If Gryffindor won, they would move up to second place in the House Championship. So just 2 points here. Let's just touch on the Quidditch season. Why does Harry never go to any other games? It could just be a passing line. I'm not asking for the author to write about how a thrilling match and Harry's there and something happens. Harry never goes to watch Ravenclaw versus Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw versus Slytherin, Hufflepuff. He doesn't go to any of his games. It's never mentioned at the weekend Harry went to see Slytherin pummel Hufflepuff 400 points to 12. I don't know how I've got 12 points. Shut up. 400 points to 20. Something like that. It was a good game. Just guy never goes. It seems all the school always goes to these games. Harry's like, nah. He's like the Ben White of Quidditch. Loves playing. He plays it. Likes it, hates watching it, detests watching it, don't want to talk about it, don't want to speak about it, hate Quidditch. I'll play it, it's a job, but I'm not watching it. Harry Potter, the Ben White of Quidditch. Who'd have thought that? And also, how does it, to move up to second place, I think it's in Chamber of Secrets, he gets 50 points when they beat Slytherin. Do you just get automatically 50 points when you win a Quidditch game for the House Cup? Do you get points because of the points differential? So if you won 170 to 40, do you get 130 points? I doubt it. That seems a lot of points. But so does 50 points for winning Quidditch when, Slytherin are in the lead at the end on 472 points. If so, 2 Quidditch games, maybe. Yeah, Slytherin only might have won 2 Quidditch games. Spoiler alert, guys, they are going to lose to Gryffindor. So yeah, who knows? But then again, Harry would have had 100 points. Harry sort of ends the year, he won 100 points, he loses 50, he loses 2 there, but then he gains another. Guys are on a net positive, so really, people should be giving him it. But no, so how does the House Championship work? So hardly anyone had seen Harry play because Wood had decided to keep it their secret weapon. But the news he was playing secret leaked out somehow. I reckon Snape. Who do you reckon leaked that news? I reckon Snape's told some Slytherins, pass it about, create a bit of that. That's what I'm going with. Or Malfoy's told everyone he had a broomstick. They've put 2 and 2 together. Sure, he's on the Quidditch team. One of the two. I'll let you decide in the comments. Harry didn't know what was worse. People tell him he'd be brilliant, or people tell him they'd be running around under him holding a mattress. How nice. And to be honest, at one point he might need a mattress in this game. It was really lucky that Harry had now Hermione as a friend. He didn't know how he got all through his homework without her, with what the last-minute Quidditch practice would make him do. She'd also let him Quidditch through the ages, which turned out to be very interesting. So yeah, again, we touched on this last time, why there's so many Quidditch practice. I get it, the week before a game, you want to be prepared, but throughout all the other times, you don't need to be practicing 3 times a week. I'm sorry. Harry learnt there were 700 ways of committing a Quidditch foul. And I've got Quidditch through the ages behind me. I'd love to know them all. Whatever. And he'd learnt that all of them had happened in a World Cup match in 1473. Wow, that's nice. That must have been a long game. I have all 700. Do you reckon they're just aware of the record? You know what, guys, this game's been going for a few hours now. Let's just be arseholes. Let's be really dirty, like the Wimbledon sort of a crazy gang of the 1400s in Quidditch, and just committing all the fouls. Seekers were usually the smallest and fastest players, and the most serious Quidditch accidents seemed to happen to them, although people rarely died. Again, this sort of whimsical craziness of Quidditch sort of dies down, I feel, after this book. Harry gets a few injuries, but some Quidditch referees have been known to vanish and turn up months later in the Sahara Desert. What? And yeah, stuff like, obviously there is a referee, so it's in the Quidditch. It's a famous Witch and Wizard card from the game. Is it the bald guy, or is it a woman, or is it Cyprian Yodel, who was killed by a person in the crowd, surprised that don't you're really pissed off, your team's just been given a penalty away, something. It should be, and you're just that could have him kill the referee. Obviously it could, because you're allowed your wands in the game. It's a bit harder, to get stuff in Muggle stadiums, for example, to do such atrocities. Not condoning anyone to do any at the World Cup, please don't. But no. Hermione become a bit more relaxed about breaking rules since Harry and Ron had saved her from the mind troll. And she was much nicer for it. Yeah, and like I said, Hermione just sort of flips, and we don't really ever see it. It's just they become friends. She's like, you know what, you two, you're pretty cool, and rule breaking. Oh, it gets me excited. It does. The day before Harry's first Quidditch match, the three of them were out in the freezing courtyard during break. She conjured them up a bright blue fire, which could be carried around in a jam jar. And this is like a weird thing of Hermione in this book. Like she's just she's a speciality of blue flame, the bluebell flame. She's just amazing at it. Got a bit of the bluebell flame going on. Something she's just really good at. Perfect. Harry noticed Snape was limping as he came closer to them. They hid the thing because they weren't too sure, but their guilty faces caught Snape's eyes, and also, guy can read minds. He limped over, he hadn't seen the fire, but seemed to be looking for a reason to tell them off. What you've got there, Potter? It's Quidditch through the ages. Library books are not to be taken out of a school. Give it to me. 5 points from Gryffindor. He's just made that rule up. And I do love, because again, I've talked about this in previous episodes. Do you reckon Snape has to explain why he took 5 points off Gryffindor? Or can he just do it? Because really, he could just he could take up 100 points off here if he wanted to. Because if it is a made-up rule, and then I have to explain to someone like, is Dumbledore the adjudicator or someone, or is it like Professor? I feel like Professor Flitwick, even though he's Ravenclaw, he'd be like a good adjudicator. I feel like McGonagall, she wouldn't be. He's got to explain. Well, he had a library book outside. So it's like, yeah, that's sort of rule, Snape. Actually, it is. I've decided. It's like, no, Snape, you've got to give them 5 points back. Nope. I've taken them off. Like, does someone have to adjudicate for this, or could you just be an arsehole? Like, yeah, Potter, you're breathing 100 points away. And then he's like, wonder what's wrong with his leg. Don't know, but I hope it's really hurting. Said wrong bitterly. I almost said that bitterly because poor pun, but we're coming up to that in a minute. So we're coming up to the evening, sort of skips ahead. The common room was very loud. Ron and Hermione were sat together next to a window. Hermione was checking Harry and Ron's homework for them. She would never let them copy. How will you learn? I love that. It's like loophole, guys. She's like, you won't copy, but I will tell you what you've done wrong and you can then just correct it. Like, oh, well, I could do 5 minutes, do really crap, and then you could just tell me what I should have put. And that, my guys, is a loophole. And they've done really well to get into that. Harry felt restless. He wanted Quidditch through the ages back to take his mind off the nerves ahead of the game tomorrow. Why should he be afraid of Snape? Oh, I'll tell you, Harry. He's an angry man. Like, you're going to wait till Prison Last Band when Sirius escapes. You're going to be scared of him then. Even reading it, like, you're hearing Stephen Fry's voice. Even I'm scared. Like, bloody hell, eyes. Yeah, you know what? That is terrifying. Please, you're scaring even me, Snape. Hermione and Ron are like, rather you than me. He's like, oh God, what's this guy going to do? God, he's just a teacher. But Harry had an idea that Snape wouldn't refuse if there were other teachers listening. He also could argue about this 5-point rule and realise, is it an actual rule? He made his way down to the staff room. There was no answer. I'm surprised he knows where the staff room is. Do you reckon it's something pointed out? I never knew where staff rooms were at my school at all. Even when I was a teacher, I couldn't even find my own staff room. It's a hard thing, when you've got to go upstairs, obviously it's hidden away from kids. It's a hard thing to find. He knocked again, nothing. Perhaps Snape had left the book in there. It was worth a try. He pushed the door ajar and peered inside. Sorry, your presumption is there's no one in there, it's just unlocked. If there was no one in there, surely the staff room would be locked. Like, kids, you know what kids are like. Fred George would pull some right pranks. But it wasn't empty. Snape and Filch were inside, alone. Snape was holding his rope. No, he's not hanging himself. Robe above his knees. One of his legs was bloody and mangled. Filch was handing Snape bandages. Blasted thing. How are you supposed to keep your eyes on all 3 heads at once? Harry tried to shut the door, but Potter! God, I'd be terrified now. Snape's face was twisted with fury. He dropped his ruler quickly to hide his leg. And Harry, at this point, was like, oh, sorry, I was looking for Professor McGonagall. That's what I've been doing here. Oh, sorry, Professor, I'm just looking for Professor McGonagall. He says, like, I just wondered if I could have my book back. Like, really, Harry? Really, mate? Fuck. God, Harry. Now's not the point. Now's not the time to be telling truths. Just lie. Get yourself out there. And Snape's like, get out, get out. Harry left before Snape could take any points away from Gryffindor. He sprinted back upstairs. Did you get it wrong? Asked as Harry joined them. What's the matter? Harry told them in a low whisper what he'd seen. You know what this means? He tried to get past the 3-headed dog at Halloween. I mean, not necessarily Halloween, but he obviously did go and check on Fluffy. But yeah, I feel like as a kid, I was like, you're so convinced, yeah, of course it's Snape. Yeah, he's got this leg, he's bitter about it. He's angry about like the dog, like, oh. And obviously, the more you learn about it, obviously, it's weird how they're aware of everything. Like, he's aware of the dog, which obviously you would be, but do you think he's aware of like Professor McGonagall's like transfiguration? Like, Dumbledore's very distrusting. If he thinks, obviously, he knows Snape's on his side, obviously, as we learn to find him, but not every teacher, do they only know about their own thing? But then there's Hagrid, who's like aware of everything, almost. Well, it seems. Again, bit odd. Maybe, again, we'll come on to sort of that Dumbledore, like, maybe he told Hagrid because he'd just spill the beans on everything. But yeah, it always bothers me that Snape doesn't know about Quirrell's hocus pocus. We'll get to that obviously later on. But yeah, I just always like, of course it's, yeah, Snape, he's trying to get by the dog, because why else would he be in there? He's not just checking, like, you check if Quirrell's being eaten, like, just outside the door or something. I mean, why are you going in there, Snape? I don't know. Silly Snape. So yeah, he tried to get past the dog Halloween. That's where he was going when we saw him. He was after what it's guarding. I bet my broomstick he left that trolley to create a diversion. Mr. Potter, when you say I bet, Ludo Bagman, he's taking out. Give me that Nimbus 2000 now, mate. You're gonna look like a silly sausage at the end of this book. You're gonna look stupid. So I want that broomstick back right now. Hermione's eyes were wide. No, he wouldn't. I know he's not very nice, but he wouldn't try to steal something Dumbledore was keeping safe. Honestly, Hermione, you think all teachers are saying that something snapped wrong? I'm with Harry. I won't put anything past Snape. But what's he after? What's the god dog guarding? And yeah, Hermione does become very distrusting of teachers later on, Except, I mean, it takes Lockhart, where she's just completely in love with him. She does have it, like, obviously she's aware Lupin's a werewolf. She's been protecting him, but then it sort of snapped. You know what, actually? Hermione's very trusting of all teachers. What am I on about? She trusts Lupin even after realising that. Obviously, she don't really like Moody, but she don't think he's like a bad guy, obviously. Umbridge is just, there's nothing everyone hates her. It's not distrusting. And then she still doesn't believe about Snape in year 6. So yeah. Hermione, you are too trusting, actually. I take that back. And then, yeah, obviously, you all think teachers are saying something like, trust me, at Hogwarts, no teachers are saying, Dumbledore's got a bit sketchy, Snape is very dodgy. Obviously, then, Professor Flitwick, he's a saint, actually. God, I love Professor Flitwick. Much love to you, Warwick Davis. I love how they've brought him back. Like, really? Like, well, there's just no other, small actors about. Give Warwick a ring. I'm sure he'll come back. Harry went to bed with his head buzzing with the same question. Neville was snoring loudly, but Harry couldn't sleep. He tried to empty his mind. He needed sleep. He had his first Quidditch match in a few hours, but the expression of Snape's face when Harry seen his leg wasn't easy to forget. And I reckon it's like really, yeah, just terrifying. I much prefer this, just like the book where he's like limping just in the Great Hall. Much better this, like quite scary and terrifying actually. The next morning dawned, very bright and cold. So yeah, I get the very bright, but not. It looked warm. That the other one where it was like blue skies and like the clouds. That looks like a warm day. So I'm still not having it. The Great Hall was full of delicious smell of fried sausages and the cheerful chat of everyone looking forward to a good Quidditch match. You got to eat some breakfast. I don't want anything, just a bit of toast. I'm not hungry. Harry felt terrible. In an hour's time, he'd walking on the pitch. Harry, you need your strength, said Seamus Gorman. Gorman? God, I can't read. I'm just thinking of other YouTubers. Seamus Finnegan. Seekers are always one who get nobbled by the other team. I love that. Nobbled. I've not heard. I don't think I've ever said that. It's like getting in on them, like being a bit of needle, like, but nobbling them. Yeah, obviously we heard about like nobble. She likes this word in this book because wasn't Dudley's sort of stick? You get nobbled with the stick. Is it the Let's from No One? Might be sick. Still more high. Douglas thought it was very funny. Blah blah blah. As he looked at his new knickerbockers, saw Hanks. Oh no, it smelt his one. They also called. Oh no, it was knobbly sticks used for hitting each other. Right? Yeah, they're just knobbly sticks. So never mind. Anyway, yeah, love the word nobbled. Thanks, Seamus, said Harry, watching Seamus' pal catch pointy sausages. Yeah, that's the worst thing ever. When you're like really nervous or something, you're like, oh, don't, and then we just say, yeah, you're gonna do, because this is going on. It's like, oh, brilliant, mate. Yeah, thanks for that. I'm really happier now. God, what are you like? So it's 11 o'clock. The whole school seemed to be out in the stands, except Harry when this probably happens at all the other games, but Harry, he don't go. He's like, forget that, I'm not going out there. Many students had binoculars. The seats might be raised high in the air, but it was still difficult to see what was going on sometimes. And yeah, I've always been interested, like, is Quidditch actually a good, because we get it from like Harry's point of view most of the time. We see a bit, but is it actually a good sport to be spectate? I honestly still can't even tell if it is or not. Probably, maybe, but it's when there's two different things going on, isn't there? And this is what I like all other sports where there's one ball, one thing going on, one goal. If you're just watching like the chasers and beaters play, probably a good spot. But when you've got to factor in the seeker, I think it comes stupidly complicated. I'm not a fan. I'm gonna say it, not a fan. But that's just me. There we go. Probably not a great spectator sport. And as a commentator, can't focus on all these different things going on off at once. Too hard, too annoying. And Lee Joy does okay. He does okay. Not perfect, but he does okay. Ron and Hermione joined Neville, Seamus and Dean, the West Ham fan. I love how he's just described as that. Dean, the West Ham fan. Like, everyone else has got a bit of character about him. It's like, yeah, Dean Thomas. Oh, yeah, the West Ham fan. Like, what? It's like Jeffrey Epstein, the fan I say. One of the best, one of the best Conan O'Brien clips ever. That. I'm just, if you don't, just search up Jeffrey Epstein, Conan O'Brien. It's brilliant. Dean Thomas, the West Ham fan. As a surprise for Harry, they had painted a large banner on top of the sheet Scabbers had ruined. Classic Scabbers. It said Potter for President. And Dean, who was very good at drawing a large Gryffindor line underneath. Potter for President? I am like a massive listener to like the Football Cliches podcast. I'm like obviously massive into football. I've got a journalism degree. I'm Man United, I've got every Manchester United game. Spectating in the crowd. Decent watch. But Potter for President? He's just what? I mean, one, you have a minister for magic, not even a president. And two, president of what? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. This would be me on like the Quidditch Cliches podcast. Potter for president? President of what? Like, we don't have a president. Oh, God, stupid banger. Doesn't make sense. Meanwhile, in the changing room, Harry and the rest of the teams were changing as scarlet Quidditch robes. Slytherin would be wearing green. Thanks for that. Wood cleared his throat. Okay, men, and women, said that Chaser Angelique Johnson. Yes, cancel Oliver Wood now. He's he's despicable. Men, this is a gender-neutral sport, and I think that is really progressive, actually. We haven't talked about that yet. Really cool that it's a gender-neutral sport. We don't have a men and a boys and a girls league. No. To be fair, once we get to like the Quidditch World Cup, I think all of them are men. It's like, oh yeah, the women, they don't make it past high school. Yeah, sorry. You got the Holiday Harpies. Does it then get split into women and men's? It's a bit confusing. Maybe not. Because Ginny goes to the World Cup, doesn't she, in 2014? Remember that article? Obviously, speaking of the World Cup now, how was that article 12 years ago? I remember that just being such like a crazy thing. Victor coming out of like retirement. Oh, what a day! What a day! And Wood does agree, to be fair. I'm not actually cancelling Wood. And women, this is it. And then we get Fred Weasley. The big one. The one we've all been waiting for. We know all this speech by heart, Fred told Harry. We were in the team last year. Like, come on, Wood. If you want to be a good captain, a good leader, you need more than one inspirational speech. Can't just be, this is it, this is the big one. No, I need like a roaring, like, lads, lasses, come on, guys. We've been training all week for this. We've been, we prepped out of the last minute. This is Slytherin Quidditch team we're talking about. This is Slytherin Quidditch team we're talking about. This is Gryffindor. We are the best, better than the rest. Our fans are here today. They're expecting something. We got the most famous boy on the planet on our team. We can't just be going out there expecting to win. We get to go out there needing to win. I need your drive. Again, you can tell I've been a captain of a football team. I'm a passionate speaker. I've been a coach. I've been a manager. Of 16, 17-year-olds. I'm good inspiration. I'm a good coordinator. I'm a good coach. Got a set way play. I am a sit back and let them come at me before. I'm a soaker upper. Not an expansive footballer. I was a left back, so obviously I'm not an expansive footballer. But yeah, I get me in this dressing room, and these lads and lasses would be right up for it. But yeah, Oliver's like, shut up, guys. Yeah, but to be fair, he's got a point. time for a joke and stuff, but this is serious, guys. Gryffindor, this is the best team Gryffindor has in years. We're going to win. I know it. He glared at them as if say, or else. I'd love to see what Oliver Wood would have done if they'd lost this game. Like, just made, bat bogey coils, bats coming out of the nose, everything. It's time. Good luck, all of you. Harry followed Fred George out of change rooms, hoping his knees weren't going to give way. Madam Hooch was refereeing. She stood in the middle of the pitch waiting for the two teams, her broom in hand. Now, I want a nice, fair game from all of you. And yeah, obviously, the sort of game in the film is so violent. Like the thing that happens to Wood, where Flint knocks him out and he just goes and scores. The sort of thing that happens to Angelina Johnson is a bit crazy, like where they like push her into the thing. It's good Quidditch. It's definitely a lot better in Chamber. They definitely improved on it in Chamber Trust, yeah. But yeah, so obviously we're going to get a nice bit, and we're not going to. She was speaking particularly to Slytherin captain Marcus Flint. A fifth year, Harry thought Flint looked as if he had some troll blood in him. Out the corner of his eyes, he saw a fluttering banner high above, flashing Potter for president. So I can't remember if in the original version Flint was said to be in sixth year because he was still wearing third year. I'm sure it was like a massive thing. So Marcus Flint, which would be interesting if that's been changed in this version, but not the 400-year thing. I just find that a bit odd. But yeah, let's have a look. I'm on the wiki. Here we go. Flint was originally stated to be a sixth year in Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone. And Rowling saying she was held back, but that's so odd because I've got a 2001 version. They didn't fix the 400 years for Nearly Headless Nick at the Sorting Hat chapter where he's I've not eaten for nearly 400 years. Where is it? You think that is a bigger thing than the fifth year thing for blooming Marcus Flint? Yeah, I've not nearly eaten for 400 years. That's still an error, but fix this being a fifth year? What a weird thing to fix. How odd. But there we go. And he saw his pot for president over the crowd. He felt braver. You should, mate. It's a shit banger. I'm not going to lie. So yeah. Mount your brooms, please. Harry climbed up in Nimbus 2000. Madam Hooch gave a loud brass, and 15 brooms rose high up in the air. They were off. The quaffle is taken immediately by Angelina Johnson of Gryffindor. What an excellent chase that girl is, and rather attractive too. Jordan! Sorry, Professor. The Weasley twins' friend Lee Jordan was doing the commentary. And honestly, you thought Andy Gray was bad at Sky Sports with Richard Keys. Lee Jordan would not last a minute at Sky Sports. Like, this guy he's a bloody chancer. Like, God, you wouldn't be saying that on a Sky Sports broadcast. Andy Gray, he'd be like, get me to the Quidditch. God, if I could comment on stuff like that, the Quidditch, get me over to Quidditch. I'll be a commentator there. Closely watched by Professor McGonagall. And she's really belting along up there. Neat pass to Alicia Spinner, a good find of Oliver Woods last year. Only reserve. Back to Johnson. Do we have reserves this year? It sounds like they don't, because they couldn't get a sequel for this last game we'll talk about, obviously, in a few weeks' time. So why did we have reserves last year, but this year, like, just no one going off? Like, Cormac McLagan, is he not a reserve? Like, where are you, mate? Sort it out, guys. Oh, no, Slytherin have taken the quaffle, and obviously we just get a big sort of thing of the game. Flint takes quaffle, he goes off. Flint flying like an eagle up there. He's going to score. No, stopped. Excellent move by Gryffindor keeper Wood, and Gryffindor take the quaffle. And honestly, not being funny, you've got 3 hoops to aim at. You should be scoring a lot more than you should. Keepers, fair enough, but 3 hoops. Just thing at one, shoot the other. That's what I used to do when I played Quidditch Champions. In for that one, it's gone up back to it. Take that. I scored loads of goals. That's Chase Kate Bell Gryffindor. Nice dive around Flint. Ouch, that must have hurt. Hit in the back of the head by a bludger. And what we know about bludgers, should that not have given a blood concussion? Like, that should have not killed her. I'm not saying that, but that should have got her out of the game. No concussion protocols in Quidditch, I see. Sickening. But yeah, I feel like that should have knocked her out of the game, but it doesn't for whatever reason. slithering tip. That's Adrian Pusey speeding off towards the goalpost, but he's blocked by a second bludger, sent his way by Frick or George Weasley. Can't tell which. Nice place. Do they not have numbers? Later on, Harry becomes like number 7. Obviously, you've seen there. Come on, Lee. They should have numbers on for you. Make it easy. And obviously, we're going to get Johnson back in possession. Clear as she goes off, she's really fine. Dodges being bludger. The goalpost are ahead. Coming down, Angelina. Keeper Bletchley dives, misses. Gryffindor score. And you know what? The commentary actually does flow quite well. Again, I'm a nerd. Obviously, I'm a sports nerd, but I'm a real sports nerd. I love listening to commentators talk about their craft. I'm now more investing like the sort of behind the scenes stuff as like sports, like the journalism. I mean, I always have been like that's why I've got a degree in journalism. But like the craft of like commentary on golf, like if it's Jim Nance or if it's the guys at Sky, or obviously Jim Nance when he's talking about his NFL and Chris Collinsworth, all them guys, Jim Buck, Joe Buck, sorry, not Jim Buck, Jim Nance, Joe Buck, and obviously Martin Tyler. Clive Tills is probably the best storyteller. I've listened to his audio book before, and he's just a beautiful storyteller. So really well put together, I will say. If we're talking from a Quidditch shot point of view, especially for a kid doing it as well, it's not going to be perfect. So yeah, it feels believable. So yeah, there we go. Gryffindor wing. Gryffindor cheers fill the cold air with howls and moans from Slytherins. Budge up there. Hagrid. Ron and Hermione squeezed together, giving Hagrid enough space to watch. Been watching from the hut, putting a large pair of binoculars around it, but it isn't the same as being in the crowd. No sign of a snitch yet. Hagrid, the game's been going on for about 3 minutes. How have you got there so fast? Is your hut right next to a Quidditch stadium? Like, it's not obviously not, because it's on the edge of the forest. So you've been watching for your hut, you've rang here. You've done some magic, Hagrid, to get here. I don't believe it. I mean, got there too fast. Got there too fast for me, Clive. Nope, said wrong Harrietson, much due. Kept out trouble though, that's something. Way up above them, Harry was gliding, the game squinting. Over the game, squinting about for a sign of a snitch. This was part of Wood's game plan. Keep out of the way until you catch sight of a snitch. Wood said, we don't want you attacked before you have to be. When Angelina had scored, Harry done a couple of loop-de-loops. I've lost my nose ring. Don't you just hear when you lose your nose ring? Happens to the best of us. So yeah, where were we? I forgot where we were up to. We were at top of this page, weren't we? So yeah, it was part of Harry's game plan. Stay out of sight. He'd done a couple of loop-de-loops to let out his feelings. Like, what if he'd have fallen off the broom, like going up and down? I could see Harry doing that. I'm saying he's imperfect. He can be a bit clumsy. Now he's back to staring around for a snitch. Yeah, what if a snitch had paid him loop-de-loops, Harry? This is what I mean. Game focus. Got to be switching on at all times. If I were Wood, I'd be going mad at him going, Harry, what the fuck are you doing? Proper Roy King style. Like, come on, sort it out, mate. Once he caught sight of a flash of gold, but it was a reflection from one of Weasley's wristwatches. And should you be using, wristwatches? You're going at a speed. What if you catch someone in the face without going at a speed on a broom? Could hurt someone. Also, for exact reason, gold, I don't think, you put your earrings out, piercings out, watches off, none of that stuff in sport. Can also slow you down if it's a bit heavy gold, So these little spotting advantages, Wood's missing. Me, I wouldn't be. I'd be straighting on him, getting him to sort it out. Yeah, this won't be happening under my leadership. So really, this all comes down to Wood's poor leadership. Rubbish captain is what we're discovering through this character. Harry dodged it. All right there, Harry. He had time to yell before he beat the bludger furiously towards Max Flint. There's a bit of veracity in that, bit of hatred. I like it. Slithering possession, chase Pusey, ducks 2 bludgers, 2 Weasley chasers, chase a belt and speeds towards. Wait a moment, was that a snitch? God, Harry, fucking Lee Jordan saw it before you. This team's not very good, is it? I'm starting to think this is like Spain last night against Cape Verde. Not all this hype turns out in play, not brilliant. The murmur ran through the crowd as Adrian Pusey dropped the quaffle, too busy. And also, these people have played Quidditch for ever. For example, like Adrian Pusey, he's not dropping the quaffle, is it? It's like oh my god, the snitch. Like it's not like a once in a lifetime thing of seeing a snitch, is it? Like it's part of the game. I think he'd be off my team. Yeah, I'm being very harsh on these kids, aren't I? But he'd be off my team if I like get off. Get out. You dropped. Get reserving. Get someone else in because you got too busy looking over his shoulder at a flash of gold. Harry saw it, a great rush of excitement. He dived towards the streak, slithering so he could Terence Higgs had seen it too. Neck and neck, they hurtled towards the snitch. All the chasers seemed to have forgotten what they were supposed to be doing as they hung in mid-air. You tell me I'd sack them all. Bell, Flink, all of you. Even Flink, if he stopped doing it, off the team. You can't just stop watching them chase for snitch. Score some goals. This is sorry to go, Rocky. It's your job. Oh God, I forgot about this part. This is infuriating me. I'm absolutely disgusted. None of you make it professionally. Let me tell you that. So Harry was faster than Higgs. Yeah, because you're on a faster broom, Harry. You weren't faster. Your broom's faster. Bit of bias here, mate. Again, Quidditch is a bit of a crap sport because of it. You're fast because you're on a faster broom. Well done, mate. He could see the little round ball flittering, darting up ahead. He pulled an extra spurt of speed. Wham! A roar of rage echoed from the Gryffindors below. Marcus Flinger blocked Harry on purpose, and Harry's broom had sprang off course. Harry holding on for dear. He could have died! Again, a goal, son. He could have killed him. He could have killed him, son. He could have knocked him out of a broom and he falls over. This guy should be asked about for attempted murder, I think. Foul screamed the Gryffindors. Madam Hooch spoke angrily to Fling and then ordered a free shot at the goalpost for Gryffindor. Being all the confusion of the golden snitch should disappear from sight again. Down in the stands, Dean Thomas wrote, "Send him off, ref! Red card!" This isn't football, Dean, Ron reminded him. You can't send people off in Quidditch. And what's a red card? Well, it's send people off, Ron. Send them off. You don't have red card. Why do Quidditch have red cards? I'm with Hagrid, but Hagrid's on D side. They ought to change the rules. Flick could not Harry out the air. Yeah. That's no attempt for the ball. Serious foul play. Red card, Flink. Even a sin bin. Modernise your rules, Quidditch. Sort it out. Lee Jaw was quite difficult not to take sides. So this is where he sort of falls down on the commentary thing. He'd be great for local radio or in-house Gryffindor. I was watching it's a brilliant. If you can find the clip of it, TalkSport when Lampard scored against Germany in the 2010 World Cup, and the TalkSport guys is going, "It's a goal! It's a goal! It's a goal! It's a goal! It's a goal!" And he starts booing the ref. Boo! It's like, oh God, what a country we are! What a country we are! I love watching local American radio stations, the really small town ones for NFL, in the NFL, where there's the Minnesota Vikings, every failure they've ever had, where they're a last minute field goal to tie the game or win to go to the playoffs or advance in the playoffs. Oh, it's a brilliant watch. So again, if you can find them clips, find them. It's brilliant. So he's going, after that obvious and disgusting bit of cheating, Jordan grabbed Fest McGonagall. I mean, after that open and revolting foul, and McGonagall's like, "I'm warning you." Really, yeah, you just, why do I have a commentator of the game? You don't have it for this is my only for radio, TV. There's no spot where you're having the guy commentate. It's a bit odd. I should have mentioned that before, but yeah. All right. Flink nearly kills the Gryffindor Seeker, which could happen to anyone, I'm sure. So a penalty to Gryffindor, who puts it away. So Spinette scores, and we continue to play. It was as Harry dodged another bludger, which went spinning dangerously past his head, where it happened. His broom gave a sudden, frightening lurch. For a split second, he thought he was going to fall. He gripped the broom tightly with both hands and knees. He'd never felt anything like this. It happened again. It was as though the broom was trying to buck him off. But Nimbus 2000 did not suddenly decide to buck off their riders. And again, I'm surprised. We talked about this before. With Magic, I'm surprised more rival fans don't do this. Do you think they stop the game if it's a professional game? I love how they just carry on in this game because, there's literally Quirrell does this and no one tries to investigate. No one's really that arse. No one's like, "Oh God." I mean, Snape obviously does, but yeah, I might. But everyone, it's just sort of left behind. There's nothing ever afterwards. "Oh yeah, we should probably investigate what happened to your broom, Harry, shouldn't we?" It's yeah, shouldn't we? But nothing like that. No, just we'll just carry on. Just see how it goes. Always annoys me. So do people do this at professional Quidditch games and just get away with it? Who knows? Who the hell knows? Harry Shrek turned backwards towards the Gryffindor goalpost. He had half a mind to ask Wood to call timeout. And why does no one do this? No one. They just carry on playing. They try to stop Harry, but yeah, no timeout, nothing like that. People call timeout in the next one when that bludger's going about. But again, no investigation there. The safety of Quidditch, they just don't give a crap. He realised his broom was completely out of control. He couldn't turn it, he couldn't direct it at all. It was zigzagging through the air, every now and then making violent swishing movements, almost unseating him. Lee was still commentating. slithering in possession, Flint with a quaffle, passes Bell, but hits her hard in the face with Bludger. Hope it broke his nose. Only joking, Professor. Oh, God. Again, I love Lee Jordan. I'll just leave it at that. Slytherin score. Oh no, the Slytherins were cheering. No one seemed to have noticed that Harry's broom was behaving strangely. He was carrying him slowly Harry away from the game. So, like, his plan was to just get him, like, up there and just drop him or something, was it? Like, oh. So, don't know what Harry thinks he's doing, Hagrid mumbled. He stared for his binoculars. If I didn't know better, I'd say he's lost control of his broom. But yes, Hagrid, I'm glad you finally noticed, mate. Bloody, it took you quicker to get to the game that I'd only just started noticing this. Suddenly, people were pointing out Harry all the way up in the stands. His broom had started to roll over and over, with him only just managing to hold on. Then the whole crowd gasped. Harry's broom had given a wild jerk and Harry swung off it. He was nearly dangling from it, holding on with only one hand. Did something happen to it when Flint blocked him? Seamus whispered. Can't have Hagrid. Can't nothing interfere with a broom except powerful dark magic. Powerful dark magic, and no one's giving a rat's ass. Like, yeah, Madam Hooch not stopping the game, no timeout. Everyone's a bit conservative. Even the teacher, like, McGonagall's probably like, oh God, if Harry's going only powerful dark magic, surely we should stop the bleeding game. Like, this is clearly something bad happening. But no, please go let it rumble on. No biggie, guys. It's all okay. It's all cool. Except it's not. So Hermione's, I knew it, Snape, look, Ron grabbed the binoculars. His eyes were fixed on Harry and he was muttering non-stop under his breath. He's doing something. Jinxing the broom, said Hermione. What should we do? Maybe tell Hagrid so he could tell a teacher because this guy can get around fast. But no, we're just going to go off on our little side adventure. Of course we are. The whole crowd were up on their feet watching terrified as the Weasleys flew up to try and pull Harry to safety. But it was no good. Every time they got near him, the broom would jump higher. They dropped lower and circled beneath him, obviously hoping to catch him if he fell. Marcus Flint seized the quaffle and scored 5 times without anyone noticing. Once again, I know so this is why the game should have been stopped. Madam Hooch, the quality of this game is pathetic. Chasers dropping the quaffle because they heard the word of snitch. People just stood by watching, seeing them chase it. Everyone just stopping doing what they're doing to try and save Harry. And people just scoring goals. The referee not stopping the match because of a serious incident. The standard of Quidditch at Hogwarts is quite frankly embarrassing. I'm embarrassed to be reading this chapter, to be honest. It's a great chapter, I love it. But yeah, the quality of it all. God, guys, sort it out. Pathetic. But there we go. Pathetic. I'm a bit annoyed, to be honest, but yeah. And also, does the quaffle come back up after he scores a goal, or does he have to pick it back up? Because then don't Gryffindor have to restart the game? Or is he just picking the quaffle up, throwing it through the hoop, picking the quaffle up, throwing it through the hoop? And if no one noticed it, did it really happen? Did he actually score them 5 goals? Did Lee Jordan notice? Was it added to the little scorer? Who knows? He could just say, yeah, I scored 20 goals. It feels like there should have been a kick-off. You know, Wood has to restart the game, Gryffindor get the ball back. But no, apparently he's just picking the ball. Because it's not a magical ball, is it? Is he going on the ground, picking it up, throwing it through? Who the hell knows? Ron, obviously, very scared. Come on, Hermione. Hermione fought her way across the stand to where Snape was stood, now racing along behind him. She even said sorry as she knocked Professor Quirrell headfirst into the row in front. Thank God Hermione did that. Shouldn't the curse have stopped there once he lost eye contact? Okay, whatever. Reaching Snape, she crouched down, pulled out a wand, whispered a well few chosen words. Yes, spell words. Why does it say a well few chosen words? Not the spell name or anything. Really odd that. Never got that. Black blue flames, called back from earlier in the chapter, shot out from her wand onto the hem of Snape's robes. It took perhaps 30 seconds for Snape to realise that he was on fire. Sudden yelp told her she'd done her job, scooping the fire off him. Did he not notice her little hands and jar collecting the fire? Or did he just see he was on fire? Like, surely if he noticed that, he's still looking and you see this little hand come collect the flame, surely you'd be like, Granger. Oh well. She scrambled along. Snape would never know what had happened. I feel like he should know. He must have seen you scoop it up, but whatever. It was enough. Up in the air, Harry was suddenly able to climb back on his broom. Neville, you can look now. Neville had been sobbing to Hagrid's jacket. Oh, bless him. Like, he's really scared. He's like, oh, Harry, I love him. Harry was speeding towards the ground when the crowd saw him clasp his hand into his mouth as though he was about to be sick. He hit all fours, coughed, and something gold fell into his hands. I've got the snitch, he shouted. I like how the movie did it a lot better because it just sounds like he literally did just go flying forward and go. like literally did eat it, rather where he just sort of tumbles, falls, and swallows it. It's almost just a safety hazard, guys. Like God. He didn't catch it. He nearly swallowed it. Fink was still howling 20 minutes later, but it made no difference. Harry hadn't broken any rules. Oh, there's rules in this game. I thought we could just do whatever we wanted. You know, we were hitting people in the head with bludgers and not stopping when someone's almost dying. But we're drawing the line at someone catching a snitch in their mouth. Good to know, guys. So Harry had broken any rules, and Lee John was still happy shouting the result. Gryffindor won 170 to 16. Also, 5 of them should not count because the game should have been postponed for a little bit while we got Harry to safety. But there we go. Harry had none of this though. He was being made a cup of strong tea back in Hagrid's hut with Ron and Hermione. It was Snape's, Ron was explaining. Hermione and I saw him. He was cursing your broomstick, muttering he wouldn't take eyes off you. And Hagrid, a bit like Hermione, trusting of teachers. Rubbish. Who hadn't heard a word of what was going on in the stands. Why would Snape do something like that? Well, maybe because he hates Harry. Because he's a mean, spiteful man. Harry, Ron and Hermione looked at each other, wondering what to tell him. Harry decided the truth. Harry's a very truthful guy. I found out something about him. He tried to get past that three-headed dog at Halloween. It bit him. We think he was trying to steal whatever it's guarding. Hagrid dropped the teapot. How do you know about Fluffy? Fluffy? Yeah, he's mine. Bought him off a Greek chappie. And obviously because the dog, whatever, it's got a special name, hasn't it? Is the, like, guard of Hades, you know, getting to hell. He, like, the three-headed dog guards hell in, like, Greek mythology. So it's quite cool that he bought him off a Greek chappie. Because he'll probably be native to ancient Greece and stuff like that. So I like that. Met him at a pub last year. Let him to Gumbledore, to guard the... Now, don't ask me anymore. That's top secret advice. But Snape's trying to steal it. Rubbish. Snape's a Hogwarts teacher. He'd do nothing of the sort. I mean, we're about to find another Hogwarts teacher who would do something of the sort, but there we go. So why did you try and kill Harry? Cried Hermione. The afternoon's events certainly seem to have changed her mind about Snape. I know a jinx where I see one, Hagrid. I've read all about them. You've got to keep eye contact. Snape wasn't blinking at all. I'm telling you, you're wrong. And they are wrong. He was trying to save Harry. Give me that Nimbus 2000 now again. I don't know why Harry's broom acted like that, but Snape will try and kill a student. Now listen to me, all 3 of you. You're meddling in things that don't concern you. It's dangerous. You forget that dog and what it's guarding. That's between Professor Dumbledore and Nicholas Flamel. Haha. So there's someone called Nicholas Flamel involved, is there? Hagrid looked furious with himself. And again, I love the film. I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that. I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, why is it dangerous? Hagrid doesn't know why it's been moved. And to be honest, it's good job. How did Dumbledore know, like, Quirrell was going to try and steal it? It's interesting, like, where is the intel and all that? Because he doesn't really have a source with Voldemort, like, the ball at the moment. And so I just find this whole thing of, like, and we'll talk about it when we get further into it, just, why did Dumbledore, like, why was it all moved in the first place? Why did Nicholas Flamel have it at Gringotts? Was it to lure Voldemort out? Was it just to see what he was up to test Harry? We'll go talk about all that, because it is a bit odd, I find all that, and a bit weird, I won't lie. But yeah, that was chapter 11, and I do like it. Obviously, I just realised how calamitous the Quidditch sort of quality was. It was quite bad, wasn't it? A bit embarrassing. But there we go. Tell me your favourite thing from this chapter, guys. What are you making of the World Cup if you're watching it? Let me know your thoughts on the quality of Quidditch in the chapter. Do, of course, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I will be back Friday for another episode where we look at chapter 12, The Mirror of Erised. See you all then. Bye-bye.